Hi everybody, welcome to Nursing 313, section OL2. This is an online asynchronous class. My name is Professor Kathy Mulcahy, for those of you who do not know me. I teach traditional ABSN, DEMSN, and occasionally weekend students. My primary specialty is obstetric and maternal child health. I've been working in labor and delivery for quite a few years now, and I've been teaching for about 11 years. I am working on my doctorate, so I understand the issues that arise with student life. I'm going to walk you through the syllabus and the course shell. So here's our homepage, and you can access the syllabus from here. There's a little bit of information about me, my office hours, introduction to the help desk, and Canvas resources. But let's go to the syllabus, because that's kind of where you're going to be interested. Okay, so at the top is all the standard stuff. Office hours, how to reach me, a course description. Now, I'm going to skip to the bottom of page 8, and you probably should too, unless you are totally interested in learning outcomes. You're going to want to know more about how this course works, what the policies are, what things you need to have. Now, the required textbook is the Taylor, Lynn, and Bartlett textbook for fundamentals. You should have had that as a free download with your course point package, and hopefully you downloaded it before your access expired. Everyone was instructed to do that. If you have issues, please reach out to me, and we'll get John Frechia to restore your access just so you can download the book. That's all you're really going to need. Now, the APA manual for APA format is not necessary to purchase because the case library and the Student Success Center all have links to it, and I'm going to show you a fun website called scribber.com. And if I log in, oh wait, I think I am logged in. View all my lists, you can kind of see. What I do is I type in either the article's name or more likely the DOI number, because that's real specific, and it'll format it for me. And you can see each one of these sources is formatted in APA guidelines. The ones you have to watch are the websites that don't have an author, because sometimes they come up a little wonky. But you can see it kind of formats it. Now if I click on one of these, like this one, it'll also give me the in-text, also known as the parenthetical citation. You can copy it to your clipboard, you can copy this to your clipboard, and you can paste it right into your work. So that's kind of the simple way to do it. Just double check it, make sure that you're finding the right source. All right, so back to, I have two courses open. Let me make sure I'm in the right one. Yep, I am. Okay. So those are your required materials. There are also materials provided in Canvas as links, PDF files, there are articles, there are TED Talks, there are documentaries, all kinds of things to help you learn. There are no narrated PowerPoints except for this one and like some instructional ones to tell you how to do an assignment, but no content is delivered that way, thank God, because that is horrible. All right, so course grading. That's the other thing everyone wants to know, that in the calendar. So syllabus attestation, similar to any other nursing course in this curriculum, pass-fail, you type yes in a box, that's it. There are some ATI civility modules in one of the modules. You're going to complete those for pass-fail credit. They must be completed. Now, discussion boards. There are 7 discussion boards, each one worth 2 points. There is a rubric in Canvas. Readiness assessment tools, which are basically 20 to 30 question, or maybe, yeah, I think it's 20 to 30 question quizzes worth 10%. The first one covers weeks 1 through 6. The second one covers modules 7 through 12. So it's kind of like a final and a midterm, but much lower stakes. They're only worth 5% each, and they are open book. Early nurse leader assignment worth 10%, where you research a historical figure with a group and present it in the discussion board. Professional nurse activity, that's a word cloud, super easy, worth 4%. Padlet activity, another really nice little activity that does not require a lot of time, worth 4%. Legislation assignment, you're going to write a letter to a legislator, make your 3 talking points. There are very clear instructions in the module, but if you have confusion, reach out to me. The nursing organization assignment, that is also a group assignment worth 8%. You're going to research a nursing organization. Contemporary issues presentation, that's the big one. That's where you pick the one important issue that your group agrees on, and you post it in a discussion board. It is narrated. It will be more comprehensive than the other ones. Reflection on professional identity is your own personal reflection. It will also be uploaded into eFolio, and there's resources on that in the Canvas shell. Grading scale for this course is the exact same grading scale as it is for any other nursing course. You must achieve a 78% to pass. Most people do not have difficulty with that unless they fall behind in their work. And that's where you want to me if you're having trouble meeting deadlines. I know you're all enrolled in 319, or most of you are, not everybody, but many of you are enrolled in 319 and a specialty area. So if you need a little grace, you need to talk to me. RATs, like I said, 20 to 30 questions. They're open for 10 days. You have to complete it all in one setting, but it is open book. There's nobody looking over your shoulders, so if you're working with a peer, talk it over, that could be important. We will try and get you study guides for those. Discussion boards, original posts are due on Thursdays at 23:59. Responses due by Sundays at 23:59. There is no grace period for discussion boards. If you miss that Sunday deadline, that final Sunday deadline, you will not get the credit. There are instructions in Canvas as to what we require. Padlet assignment, that is kind of a fun one. You're going to discuss key factors related to nursing education. There's the early nurse leader assignment. It is a group. Your groups are assigned. I will show you those momentarily. You'll answer those questions. There is complete instructions and a rubric on Canvas. The professional nurse activity, that's a word cloud. It's super easy, and it's really like kind of a nice creative activity to do. And then you're going to reflect on experiences you've seen in practice. Nursing organizations group assignment. This is the one worth 8% of your grade. You will have a group assigned to you for each group project. You're going to prepare a pamphlet on a nursing organization. And you're going to have all these things. No narration is required. It's a visual assignment. Then there's your letter to a legislator. I have lots of tips on doing that. Professional identity reflection paper. This is not a very long paper. There are, again, instructions, but it is a personal reflection. Please don't use ChatGPT to make it. It will not fit the rubric, and you will not get a great grade. You have to pick an example from your clinical practice, and all of you should have completed at least 2 clinical courses at this point, Nursing 307 in one of the specialty areas. And you're also, by that point, will be most of the way through your clinical experiences from 319 and the other specialty area, so 4 clinical courses. So reflect on your learning. There are, again, instructions on Canvas. Contemporary issues, this is your big project. You will be working in groups of 3 or 4 students. You will have a panel presentation. This is narrated. It is shared in the discussion board. You have to reply on peers. Withdrawal policy. Last day to withdraw from this course is March 28th. I've never had a student request to do so, but if you encounter some kind of difficulty where you're withdrawing from all your courses, you can do so after you talk to me and your advisor, and then get your form into the registrar by that date. Attendance. We look at attendance by looking at what you've done on Canvas. You should have logged in for, a significant amount of time, and then you should be submitting your assignments on time for that week. If you're doing what you're supposed to, it's not going to be an issue. Late assignments for this section, there is a 3-day grace period on all assignments except for discussion boards. That means that you have 3 days where I will not deduct points. Of course, I encourage that you not get behind, but I do understand that you're all enrolled in 319 in a specialty area and other coursework as well. So 3 days, no questions asked. If you need more than 3 days, you need to come to me as early as possible. You have a death in the family, or, you've got the flu and you think you're going to be under the weather for more than a week, talk to me. Discussion boards, there are no grace periods. They are worth 2 points each. So, if it's unavoidable and you lose 2 points, it's not catastrophic. But the purpose of a discussion is to actively participate with your peers in exchanging ideas about the content. If all your peers are done with their discussions and they're not going to look at them anymore, you're really not contributing anything to the group's learning by posting something 2 weeks after the due date. So those assignments will close and you will not be permitted. You'll get half credit if you did half of it, but you'll get a 0 if you didn't do anything in the discussion board. Okay. There is a request of extension form. You really don't need to do that for my section. This is sort of a group syllabus. Just email me. It's the easiest way. I do respond to email pretty quickly. I have it on my phone. I'm checking it most of the time. It's almost as quick as texting me, not quite. You should be on Canvas frequently, check for announcements, check for, grades, all that good stuff. Make sure your assignments are submitted on time, engage with the content. This is your calendar. I will let you look at it. It has the topics, the readings, and other preparation, and it has the assignments and their due dates. Now, additional important dates. The significance to you in this asynchronous online course. Canvas, of course, is always open to you. However, you might email me on, let's say, March 13th, and I am away because it's spring break. In that case, you might not get the 48-hour response because we're really looking at business days. Same thing on the weekend. If I'm working 2/12 Saturday and Sunday at the hospital, I might not be as quick to respond to my email because I won't be free to do that. I'll try, but I can't always guarantee it. Last day of ad drop is listed here as January 21st. I'll make sure that it is January 21st. Last day to withdraw, again, March 28th. Easter holiday, you do get an Easter break, April 17th through April 21st. Again, I may or may not be available. If it is Easter Sunday, probably not, because that's a family thing. And your last day of class is May 5th. And then you have the syllabus acknowledgement. That's basically just type yes in the box, or you could be really formal about it and print out the syllabus attestation form and upload that, which I think you can find in the BSN handbook. All right, so that is that. Let me get to people. This is where you're going to find your group members. So let's go to, your first project is the Early Nurse Leaders Project. I'll try to move these around. If you look, you'll see who your group members are. Now, I do this for a reason. It's because sometimes we get folks who don't know many people in the class, and I don't want them to be left out, and then they email me, can I work alone? No, that kind of defeats the purpose. One of the objectives of this course is for you to learn to collaborate with other people because it's a course learning outcome. And just like when you show up for a shift, you don't always get to pick who's working with you. And you don't get to pick who's in charge. So you'll see that Canvas has randomly assigned you to groups and has also randomly assigned a leader. Now, the role that I want the leader to play is kind of like the role of charge nurse. The leader takes a lighter assignment, but the leader will submit the assignment. The leader will proofread the assignment and make sure that it's a coherent topic that matches the rubric. If the leader of the group has difficulty getting members to reply to their emails or respond in some way, they can reach out to me. I'm like the chain of command. Try to work it out amongst yourselves. But that's the way it's going to work for this course because it's one of those professional behaviors. You have to learn to be accountable to each other and learn to be civil to one another, communicate, collaborate. Those are all skills that this course specifically targets. Now for nursing organizations, this is where you make your pamphlet. Again, you are split into different groups, and you have different leaders. Do not tell me you don't want to be the leader. That's another part of the content. Leadership is a module. And your contemporary panel presentations. This is the big one. Get to know your friend, get to be friends with these folks. reach out to one another early. You know, first week of class, you should probably map out sort of a game plan, look at the due dates, get to know your group leaders. You don't have to have it written in stone, but at least the early nurse leaders, you should have a plan mapped out by the end of week 1 because it comes up quick. Speaking of which, let's look at our assignments. All right, first one, syllabus attestation. That's not a hard one. And then January 19th, it's really like that first Sunday after we come back. It's professional nurse activity. It's not hard, but it comes up kind of fast. Your early nurse leaders group assignment is due January 30th. It may seem like January 30th is far away. It's really not. So you're going to want to work on that. Now, nursing organizations, this really belongs down here. Sorry. And this belongs up here. February 23rd. And then we have our Padlet assignment February 27th. I don't know why it's due February 27th. I'm going to change that to March 2nd, I think. I like things due on Sunday, so let's do that. We'll make it due March 2nd. There. Done. Okay. Legislation assignment due April 6th. So you have a little time in between, but there is a rat that goes in the middle there. Professional identity paper will be due April 13th, getting on towards the end of class. Let's publish that. Then your discussion boards you'll have. Those will be due. You'll see them populate as we get closer to the content. And then your contemporary panel presentation. Rats will be February 23rd due. They'll probably open February 23rd. Stay open to February 13th. They will open. They'll stay open till the 23rd. It is, again, open book. You need to complete it all in one sitting. Probably about 25 questions. That's what I would assume. Rat 2 will be April 27th. Again, open book. Needs to be completed in one sitting. Will be drawn from all areas. Hopefully we'll have some blueprints and study guides for you. I'll confer with the other faculty members and see if we're all making our own or if we're doing one group thing. I think they'll probably elect to do one group thing. Your rats are in quizzes. No, they're not. I'm sorry, I lied. But yeah, discussions, you'll see the weekly discussions and also the places to upload your work for group projects. Okay, so that is basically our course in a nutshell, and now I'm going to click published and I will upload this video.